Good evening, fellow South Africans. This evening, I'm announcing certain changes to the national executive of our country. This comes at a time when the country is facing several challenges, and we are called upon to undertake several tasks all at once. Firstly, we are working to accelerate our vaccination program to overcome the COVID-19 pandemic. Secondly, we are working to ensure that there is peace and stability in our country in the wake of the recent outbreak of violence and destruction in parts of the country. And thirdly, we are mobilizing all available resources and capabilities to rebuild our economy and provide relief to the most vulnerable. I'm therefore making changes to the national executive to improve the capacity of government so that it is able to effectively undertake these tasks. At the same time, there are a number of vacancies that need to be filled. These vacancies created by the tragic passing of Minister Jackson Mthembu and Deputy Minister Velile Hlongwa, and the appointment of former Minister Pax Tau as MEC in Gauteng. A further vacancy has arisen following the request I have received from Minister Zwelini Mkhize to allow him to step down as the Minister of Health in order to bring certainty and stability to the health portfolio. I'm grateful to Minister Mkhize for his service to our country, and particularly for the outstanding leadership he has provided in the face of the worst pandemic in over a century in our country. I have also accepted a long-standing request by Minister Tito Mboweni to be excused from his position as Minister of Finance. Minister Mboweni took up this position following the sudden departure of former Minister Nhlanhla Nene in October 2018. Since then, he has effectively and ably steered National Treasury through extremely difficult economic times, providing leadership and instilling confidence. I'm grateful to Minister Mboweni for responding to the call I made to him to serve our nation at its time of great need. I had prevailed on him to stay on, even as he wanted to leave earlier. And today, I've acceded to his request to leave. And we wish him well in his endeavors, and I'm sure that he will continue to excel and also be available for certain tasks that he may be given from time to time to serve our people. We're making certain changes to the configuration of government departments and ministries. The first of these is to separate the Ministry of Human Settlements from the Ministry of Water and Sanitation. At the beginning of this administration, we had brought these two portfolios together on the understanding that the provision of water is closely tied to the development of human settlements. However, the reality is that water is a far broader issue, impacting not only on human settlements, but also on agriculture, industry, mining, and environmental management. Water is our country's most critical natural resource. Water security is fundamental to the lives and health of our people, to the stability of our society, and to the growth and sustainability of our economy. We've therefore decided that water and sanitation should be a separate ministry, which will enable a dedicated focus on ensuring that all South Africans have access to a secure and sustainable supply of this precious resource. The second change we are making is to do away with the Ministry of State Security and place political responsibility for the State Security Agency in the Presidency. And this is also done by a number of other governments around the world. This is to ensure that the country's domestic and foreign intelligence services more effectively enable the President to exercise his responsibility to safeguard the security and integrity of the nation. With respect to ministers, I am making the following new appointments. In the Presidency, we'll be appointing Mr. Mondling Gugubele, Communications and Digital Technologies, Ms. Kumbuzo Nchaveni, Defense and Military Veterans, Ms. Thandi Modise, Finance, Mr. Enoch Godongwana, Health, Mr. Joe Pahla, Human Settlements, Ms. Mamuluku Kubai, Public Service and Administration, Ms. Ayanda Dlodlo, Small Business and Development, Minister Stella Ndabeni-Abrahams, Tourism, Ms. Lindiwe Sisulu, Water and Sanitation, Mr. Senzo Mkhulu. Minister Nosiviwe Mapisa Ngakula will be deployed to a new position, and we'd like to thank her for her service to the nation and dedication for her responsibilities. With respect to deputy ministers, I'm making the following appointments. In the Presidency, we'll have Ms. Pinky Kekana, who will come in as the second deputy minister. In Agriculture, Rural Development and Land Reform, Ms. Zoleka Kapa. In Communications and Digital Technologies, Mr. Phili Mapulane. Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, Ms. Tembing Kadimeng. Health, Dr. Sibongiseni Dlomo. Mineral Resources and Energy, Dr. Nobuhle Nkabane. Public Service and Administration, Dr. Chana Pilane Majake. Small Business Development, Mr. Dumo Dlamini. Transport, Ms. Sindisiwe Chikunga. Water and Sanitation, Ms. Dikeledi Makadzi, who will also be working there with Deputy Minister Mahlobo. Mr. Zizi Kodwa is appointed as Deputy Minister in the Presidency responsible for state security. My fellow South Africans, 3 weeks have passed since the country experienced an orchestrated campaign of public violence, destruction, and sabotage. I wish to once again commend the brave actions of our security forces on the ground, who were faced with a difficult situation and exercised commendable restraint to prevent any loss of life or further escalation. While calm has been restored to the affected areas and our law enforcement agencies are working hard to bring those responsible to justice. We have acknowledged that our security services were found wanting in several respects. As part of the critical measures we are undertaking to strengthen our security services and to prevent a recurrence of these events, I'm appointing an expert panel to lead a thorough and critical review of our preparedness and the shortcomings in our response. Members of the panel are Professor Newzroom Afrika, who will chair this panel, Advocate Mujangu Gumbi, and Mr. Sulumko Zokuba. The panel will examine all aspects of our security response and will make recommendations on strengthening our capabilities. To improve support to the President and the National Security Council in the strategic management of the country's security, I'm appointing Dr. Sidney Mufamadi as National Security Advisor. This position has been vacant since Mr. Charles Ngakula stepped down earlier this year. I did write to him and thanked him for his service. I wish to express my deep appreciation to all outgoing ministers and deputy ministers for their service to government and to the people of South Africa. The task of rebuilding our economy and our society requires urgent action and focus. It requires cooperation amongst all sectors of society and the active involvement of all South Africans. As this administration, as this collective, we are unwavering in our determination to build a capable state, one which is ably led and which effectively serves the needs of the people of our country. I thank you.